Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, in another world than my Shonen Jump, it's more likely than you think. This is Class 2B Hero Destroyer. Welcome, everybody. I have a dark beast inside me trying to break my ninth gate and trying to get out. This is Moxidine, here with truly the Demon Lord to my hero, Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing?
My shoulders are very pointy.
So you're tired from lifting up all that extra weight. And we are here with the final of the trio set of this newest Shonen drop clutch of new manga.
This Shonen fall down.
This Shonen flop of a drop flop. Yes, here with Class 2B Hero Destroyer. Man, Roku is not good.
I think the chapter from yesterday, we're recording this on Monday, I thought it was good.
I thought, for what I got through, the last chapter was better and probably should have been chapter 2 instead of them instantly just going, let's play video games in a way that mostly ignore, like just...
Yes, I agree.
It just feels like... and also
this is a better second chapter.
And also continues to spend way too much time recapping everything.
Yeah. Although, this last chapter was basically only like half of the first page that they did there.
Yes, they're getting better at it. Like this.
Maybe they won't do it at all next chapter.
I didn't finish the third chapter because I was just like, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. This is not the kind of comedy that I enjoy, especially after today's episode.
There was a couple good gags near the end.
I'm sure. Just not to my tastes, and also just like, whatever. And I have not read the next chapter of... All my brain can think is Summer Insect Cage now. Drawn to the fire. Or flame or whatever.
Some people are really not into it.
I intend to read it. This is not a mark of quality or opinion. It's just literally... It wasn't high on my list, and I didn't get around to it with some other things that I need to read. I catch up on, but I intend to.
I think that it's drawing me in with the energy. That's the thing.
Okay.
There's plenty of things that you can point to as like, oh, this isn't good, that's not good, whatever. But just the energy that it keeps, it keeps getting to the end of the chapter and going, this is the energy. Remember this energy? You like this.
It reminds you. Okay.
So even if there's some stuff in the middle or the beginning that you're not quite into, like it's grabbing me. So, and again, I don't like sports. So
yeah, no, I get it. It's just dawned on me the irony that we've got. Actually, no, I'm going to save that for later. So this manga is by Hideki Sorachi, who is known specifically, who's known for Gintama, a wildly popular manga that ran in Shonen Jump from December 2003 to September 2018.
And boy, can you tell.
And still had some extensions in various other places, on top of an anime that ran for over 300 episodes. I remember when Gintama started showing up in bookstores, which it clearly had been running for a while by the time that I would have gotten to it. And then learning how much of it there was and just going, I'm tapping out. I can't do this. So I remember very little of my time with Gintama. We will probably cover Gintama at some point. I feel like
I've always had the impression that Gintama is the kind of thing where it's like, this is not something that you read from the beginning.
No, but also what little I know that there's bits that you need to know for setup. But yeah, it's like very Roboco-y, I guess, in that way. I feel like I keep talking about the manga that came after the big one a person did, but now I feel like we've had enough situations where, by virtue of what our show is, we've gotten to the secondary one, and we need to go back to the big one. So maybe that's 2 future arcs.
Damn, if we had only started that arc like right now for next week, this would be perfect.
Yeah, but we can't because we're inside the games the games and cards arc.
Right.
Can't do that. We're already in the middle of something. You can't just drop something in the middle.
Yeah, because we never change
We never do that.
plan.
We never do that. I never
Never.
changed my mind after doing an episode and going, JoJo January's one episode once every January, and that's it.
Let's be fair, that does make more sense.
Yes, it does. That was why I dropped it, because it was like, I know I want to do this, but it's
We'd be done with JoJo in 3 years.
yeah, and also just that's too much of manga piece theater altogether,
Yeah.
and too much JoJo altogether. But no, this dropped yesterday at time of recording, April 19th, 2026. This was translated by Adrian Beck, who has done many, many things. Side note, getting ahead of myself, did an incredible job with this localization. Top marks from me.
We'll
get there.
yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. Other things we know Adrian Beck from: Embers, Haikyuu, Tenmaku Cinema, which I forgot about. My brain was just like, oh yeah,
They
that
didn't
one.
have him work on Drawn to the Fire instead of this.
I guess because he had Haikyuu. I guess that was the hope with Embers. But Witch Watch, Witch Watch is good. Well, I stopped reading it, but when I read it, it was good. Very specifically for you, Brad, haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto?
Oh, there you go.
And I just could not include this. A manga called Dick Fight Island, which I think we've talked about before.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar now that I say it out loud looking at your face.
That's where I'm from.
Dick Fight Island. And lettering was done by another familiar name, Tom Kilcourse, who, at least from his list, still seems relatively new to manga, because besides a handful of fill-ins, we only know him from Underdoctor. That is the only other manga that he has done by himself. And now this. So, welcome, Tom. I'm assuming with an H. I'm assuming you're Irish or Scots or one of those. Tom. It's got Tom in it. I could be super wrong. That could have been super off base. I'm going to stop doing that. Yes, with that, we'll get to my patented Moxie's Mach Speed manga summary. We see a giant demonic-looking castle, and no quote page. Hot ziggity! The hero will be here soon. My end is here in this castle. A blonde sitting on an evil-looking throne says, I leave the rest to you. Take up my cause, and one day raise an army of evil again. Demon King, destroy the hero. First period, Demon King plus Demon King equals a beginning. We are then told in more direct narrational terms, this was Demon King Valeris, who was felled by the hero, but not before creating a clone with his powers, Valeris III, where's the second one, as his chosen heir.
That was the second one.
I thought it was 3. I thought it was 3, Roman numeral 3.
Yeah, that's the one we're following. The second one is the one that's about to be defeated.
No, that's just King Valeris. There was no 2 on his name. Unless I missed it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I just feel like it's a
No, you didn't miss it. I'm just saying I would think that
the first one would be first.
yeah, I guess maybe once the previous one is gone, then they don't have the number in the name anymore.
I just feel like there was a failed attempt at this.
Maybe.
That's my gut feeling. We'll get into that later.
That will leave room open for future storylines.
Yes, exactly. It's like this guy knows what he's doing.
No, what?
She makes her escape through a secret underground tunnel. And
What?
Is that supposed to be? I mean, I got duped by it, but I don't think it's supposed to be a reveal.
No. It was interesting because it was the first couple pages, and then they said something, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. She looks very Griffithy, with short hair.
Yeah.
It's like very unclear. It's like, because it's especially when you get to evil people like that in manga, it's like, you're the fancy lad, and that makes you the baddie. In more ways than one. She makes her escape through a secret underground tunnel and pops out in a toilet? In a school? Yes! This is Shinkai Academy, a school in, say it with me, Brad, another world! It's for you. No, he's not reacting, folks. I hooted and hollered when I saw those exact words. We cut then to class.
I feel like there's a toilet-bound Hanako-kun joke in here.
Have you read that? Because I haven't either. I have not. We cut then to class. A new student is arriving, one Akira Kumon. He's told to sit in the back of class next to Valeris III, who is comically sitting on the most demonic, most over-the-top throne, but no one else seems to notice this. But Akira very much does, as he starts commenting on Valeris' spiky shoulder pads and being worried about getting impaled on them. Interesting. Everyone else is under my illusion spell, but you can see through it for some reason. Valeris continues to quietly monologue their situation, but Akira chides them, wanting to focus on the lesson. Then my classic line of, this is a comedy manga, and there's back and forth bits that you should go read because they're really funny, and I'm not transcribing them all.
Most of it.
Yeah. But I like this one, so I was more respectful when I said that. Despite all of Valeris' big talk, Akira seems really uninterested, unimpressed with her. This talk continues out of class as she continues to talk. After some banter. The banter didn't stop. The banter has continued. She continues to talk about her immense power, but trips and smashes her face right on the ground. This doesn't stop her. She gets right back to talking of being here on Earthrealm. I'm calling it Earthrealm. I always call it Earthrealm. And then she falls down the steps. Valeris says she's the big bad, but Akira calls her a level 1 shoulder pad slime. Then Valeris' little demon helper shows up, Der Golem, which Akira compares to, I joke you not, semen. Props to the localizer for using the turns of phrase of dead swimmer ghost and evil ghost of a man's tadpole that was smothered in a tissue. Der Golem also talks up his powers that he can't really use right now. I'm getting Card Captor Sakura flashbacks, but not to the bad stuff.
Not that kind.
Not that kind. Akira says, if you're so strong, you can get me yakisoba bread. Valeris does this, but she's huffing and wheezing because her power in this case is just running to the cafeteria and coming back with his request. I fucking love that little segment. She's like, I can get you whatever you want as long as it's at the cafeteria. Super good. A little later, as Der Golem chats with Valeris, we learn that they have been here for a month, and despite their power, they are no use in a fight. They're like a level 1 demon king and have to level up. If they ever hope to go back and beat the hero in their own world, truly the tables have turned. For now, she will hide the toilet portal with her illusion spell until the time comes when she can return. But in the meantime, there's rumor of another demon king coming to the academy. The most demonic 17-year-old that has carved a bloody path through many schools, so the legend goes. The one thing everyone can agree on is that he hunts gangsters in the bathroom, gaining him the name Demon King Commode. Valeris waits here to meet this fellow Demon King to hopefully use his power. Top marks for using the hoity-toity person calling it a commode. Big thumbs up. We see a picture of this Demon King and learn his name is Akira Kuman. Wait a minute. I know that name. That's the dude from before. He doesn't look anything like that picture. Like, they literally comment on the face structure and art style looking completely different. Valeris goes to find Akira to observe him as a bunch of punks. She describes them akin to goblins from her world, trying to provoke him. A comedic back and forth takes place, and within it, they just can't seem to hit the guy. Wanting to specifically shout, I want to specifically shout out Akira saying, when a new Shonen Jump manga looks for a jobber to take a beating in chapter 1, 9 times out of 10 they pick random punks, where I'm just like, they do. He ends this line kicking a water bottle that was thrown at him, but instead of hitting the punks, it hits an entering Valeris. She then wants to get on the beat Akira up fun, but trips onto a cart, smashing through all the punks. Akira and her then accidentally ride the cart a far distance and seek refuge in a bathroom. Akira then talks about a dark creature slumbering deep in his guts, trying to get out. Again, that whole segment, localizer, 10 out of 10. Like, I got a sense of like, okay, no, I think he's talking about, I'm going to spoil it. I'm just going to say it now, even though I'm going to say in my summary, that it's like he's talking about shitting. But like, it's just on the line enough, but it's just like so expertly done. So top marks, Adrian Beck. Big thumbs up. Incredible. Talk about a dark creature slumbering deep in his guts, trying to get out. He just wants a peaceful school life, but this inner beast always ruins things. Speaking of which, can you hold the door? I need to let this dark beast out. The punks then break in, and bro's just taking a dump. But wait! That's the toilet only he can see, because it's the illusion stall that has the portal to the other world. And out of that portal comes actual goblins. In a twist, they are here to kill the Demon King to offer her head to the hero for greater power. Traitors! When all hope seems lost, Akira busts out of the stall, having already beaten up some of the goblins inside. This is it. All I've ever wanted is to take a dump in peace. This is what causes him to fly into a rage every skull he goes to. He is truly the Demon King Commode, as he trashes the goblins in the bathrooms with ease. Things escalate as an orc appears, but Akira and Valeris work together to vanquish it, ending with Akira using Valeris and her spiky shoulder pads as a pickaxe directly into the orc's head. And so Valeris III met Akira Kuman in a normal high school filled with vibrant youth, and the clenching of fate plopped these two demon kings out together. I've stolen that line from the ending because it was too perfect. End of chapter. Brad, I had such a fucking good time with this. You could not believe from the intro how crossed my arms were and how instantly just the shot of the the new student's here. Like, is that her? Before I knew it was her, just wearing a wig. and then just seeing her sat back there on this wonderfully over-detailed evil seat and just burst into laughter and just instantly had an incredible time. But I cannot, like, shouting to the heavens, arms like Fort Knox crossed, going, fuck, I hate this, and just so loving it the rest of it once I figured out what its game was. Where are you at it? I was very curious. I tried to keep this close to the chest, but I was glowing on it. I didn't
hate it, but I don't think I had as good of a time as you.
I think this speaks to our sense of humor. This is my absurdity level of humor. Just the way that it doesn't go for the jokes you think. Like, it's just the fact that it's not just like, why are you on this big evil throne? It's like your spiky shoulder pads. Like, if you're like in my airspace, and if you jostle next to me, you're going to stab me. And that's the first comment he makes on it.
I don't want to be misunderstood here, because I do enjoy that.
Yeah, but I think it's just this is a tone of comedy that is more up my alley.
Yeah. And also, I think that I will like this more ongoing with shorter chapters.
Yeah, I could say it was a little long. I still think it used its first chapter well, but I could see that a little shorter ones on this, a little punchier would help it.
So
I won't disagree with that.
There's this especially this chapter. You know, who knows how it's going to go forward?
Yeah,
in these specific terms I'm about to lay out, but this chapter had so many words in it.
Yes,
there was so much text, and I found myself. I was at some point, and I was just thinking, oh, they got to wrap this up soon. And I looked down, and it was halfway through.
I honestly did have a similar thing. I was having a good time. There was a little fatigue, I will admit, but I didn't. Like, I just sort of like took a moment and then powered through and continued to have a good time despite the drag of, like, because I think I'm just used to shorter chapters. Like you said, a lot of words.
So I would say overall, like, I think the ideas are good. I think a lot of the execution is good. I don't particularly care for poop jokes. That's one of the Japanese comedy pillars that I'm not really into.
It's funny because the man's just trying. Like, normally I don't either, but it's like the man just wants to have a moment of peace. Yeah. I like that he's like still kind of talking about it as if this is dark form, and it's literally just like I can't complete the ritual with you there, and it's like, I can't poop when you guys are here, and that's why he always has to fight everybody, because he just wants to go and he can't. And like, I think it's less. I guess that's my read is it's less scatological and more just sort of. Comedy of he's talking about this big serious thing, and it's like he just needs to take a dump. It's not anything more complicated or magical than that. It's not this big thing. It's just the simplest, most human thing it could be.
Right.
And I think that's funny. I think that contrast is funny to me.
What I did get was like a really heavy feeling of nostalgia for a thing that I never experienced, because it is very. It made me feel Gintama,
Except you've never read Gintama.
No, I've never read
What do you mean you felt? I think you just have the sensation of you felt an Arthur coming in having a very clear energy, and you've now felt that.
Yeah, but also it felt like of a time that is past.
You really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's really just a feeling. I can't really put my finger on it, but like I felt like this was the comedy style of that time, the art style of that time. I mean, it's very much the Gintama author art.
I think that's his vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to, I know both of us are good at remembering concepts and not where they come from, but like, I guess I get to the extent. I think it's just because we haven't seen a comedy like that in Jump since we started reading it.
Well, and
also just reading this was just such a like, God, Roku fucking sucks so much. Like, it's just so not like, because Roku is doing the most obvious joke every time, and then most of the times the jokes aren't funny. Like, they're just playing like these are the archetypes, whatever. Like, and this was one. Class 2B Here to Shore was just so like constantly poking fun in ways that I didn't imagine, and like jokes upon jokes and wordplay and bits and like, and I like, and this is one where I feel the combination of the dual alien, oh you son of a bitch handshake between the author and the localizer, making a wonderful dish of comedy and making it work. And that's what I had with Roku. It's like, if this was in better hands, would it be funnier? And I think my answer is no. I've seen nothing else in Roku that leads me to believe the author has the level of like humor and craft with it that I've seen in chapter 1 of this, where because we usually talk about it's like a comedy series in Jump. Usually the first chapter is setting up your homework, but this is like I had fun the whole time, and now I'm really excited to see where we go with this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying to think. I feel like I just, instead of my summary, I just want to have like the manga open me of like, this joke I loved, this joke was good. I think it's just because it's a thing of like, there's no straight man. They're both kind of the straight man for each other. So
right.
it just becomes this like perpetual motion machine of bits. Just the pacing in the sense of humor, the pacing of the humor, I should say, because I know we both had a little like it felt like it ran, but it was the first chapter. It has to fill the pages,
right.
And I still think it did a good job with that, even though it was just like, okay, this is a lot, and I think once it slims down, it'll be just right. But just like it wasn't even just like, oh, this one big joke, or the kind of overarching joke of this, but it's just like, again, setups, payoffs, surprises, like. That's what great comedy is.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of times I had to stop because I was like laughing and guffawing and tee-heeing, just off the charts. Like, so just, I love, again, I can't stop thinking about the whole, like, she's like, I can get you anything you want. And he's like yakisoba bread. They make a point that she's tired and just like, I can get you anything. Like, just like posturing for nothing, even though she's just like, all she can do is the illusion spell and her spiky shoulder pads, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I like that, but also that she gets to be the butt of the joke, but she will not be stopped. Like, it all just feeds in, which is all of it. I don't think there was like a single moment where I was just like, not this. I was just like, no, I was laughing and teeheeing like the whole time once it showed what it was, which it did fairly early on. Do you have any more thoughts, Akis? I feel like we're kind of ending. You're leaving me in silence, Brad. I feel like I'm having to lift some weights here.
No, I mean. It's hard. I mean, we always have this problem with primarily comedy,
damning with
series.
Faint praise.
Yeah, I just I didn't have a bad time with it, but I also wasn't all over it. So
yeah,
it's really hard to sort of put my finger on anything specific and go. This was this was really great. I mean, it's great that you had a good time with it.
Yeah. Have we had a comedy that I was hotter on it than you that wasn't Nice Prison, because Nice Prison was me going, this is nostalgia glasses 100 billion million %.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I can tell this is not a great manga, but I'm just enjoying getting this flavor again. Like, I think this is great. I like the art, I like the concepts, I like the writing. Like, I don't have an ill word about it meaningfully, especially moving forward, because it's like a first chapter this strong in the ways that it is strong from an author that has already shown a track record. And like I said, if it was like, oh, there's one or two strong jokes or concepts, but it's just so consistently finding new wacky ways to be funny, and just mostly feels like, okay, I took a break. I'm writing more Gintama, but slightly different setting, so I get to do different things with it, and it's been a while and time has changed, so we get to play with all this. Like, it just feels like... And also, it helps that, like, you know me, I fucking hate Heroes and Demon... Like, I hate all of that. Yeah. I'm very, very tired of it, which is why I was very... And, like, this is, like, poking fun at all of that in a way, and it's, like, it's fun seeing the reversal of, like, oh, yeah, the hero is the villain now, and now you have to level. It's like, don't the hero usually do the leveling up? It's like, well, you got to do that now. You're, like, a weakling right now.
Except she's not the villain. Yeah,
but she's still kind of evil... And just, like, how that's going to, like, more... Like, again, that's why I think it's, like, the failed Valera second will show up at some point. Yeah. Like, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can see that being, like, an earlier one that was sent out to this world, or that will show up later that was, like, put in hiding other world and then snuck here. Like, there's going to be a bigger... Like, I can feel in my bones. And some of that is, like, the vaguest knowledge I have of Gintama. It's, like, we're going to have a bigger cast. But also, already these two are a really fun pair.
Yeah, I think... the only thing that I can really point to and go, I didn't like this part, is just how dense a lot of it was. But that's honestly, it wasn't a big deal. So I think it just didn't grab me in the same way.
Yeah, I find that so fascinating. I know this is because it's like parody even isn't the right word, but like using the trappings of the isekai thing
I find that fun.
No, I know, but it's just really interesting that we got one of those, and I love it. I think it's just because it's taken the piss out of it a little bit, and but also it's funny. I think it's really funny. it made me laugh a lot.
Well, to be clear, I don't not like
I know.
it's doing that.
I'm not accusing you of that, Brad. I'm just saying it's interesting. What is another interesting thing that I was going to say earlier, is this irony? I guess this is coincidence. Irony is not coincidence. Is that Hero Girl and Demon Lord? Wait, yes, Call It Quits is the thing that ended.
Yeah.
For this to enter, and there's just something kind of funny about that.
Yeah. No. Yeah,
they call it quits and a new one moved in. They can show up as a cameo at some
the Demon Lord in that is so powerful that he brought the Gintama author back to Shonen.
Yeah. I wonder how those is this our first time where a big author has come back to Jump while we've been doing this?
I mean, as far as I can remember.
We've had literally this arc we had the A Gravity Boys come back, but that's not like
A Gravity Boys wasn't a huge popular thing.
No, it wasn't. It
wasn't bad, but it was only like 50-some chapters.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know who would... I guess Tyke Kubo would have to come back. I'm trying to think of big things. I mean, technically the JJK guy came back, but I'm not counting that because that feels like an extension
just the
of
same thing. They just kept doing it.
Yeah. It's partially new, but partially not. Because, I mean, it had the same old trap. The word, it was called Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other author. I guess it's the Toriko guy could try again after Build King. He had some sauce. He just needed to have better sauce. That's the thing. It's just interesting. I don't think we've had this before. We've technically had a big author outside of Jump because what was that? Astro Royale. That was written by a big author coming in. We will cover. No, we'll cover it there. We'll probably cover Tokyo Revengers then in that arc I've now talked about as the alternate of the after the big one of the before, or the one we missed maybe.
I guess it's going to have to be 2 arcs then.
Yeah, it's 2 separate arcs.
It's the big thing that they made before as one arc, and the big thing that they made after as the other arc.
The smaller thing that they made after. Because there's Toriko and then there's Build King. There's Tokyo Revengers and then there's Astro Royale.
Right, but we're going to cover the big thing that they did before that.
Correct, but there's some that we're going to cover the small thing afterwards. See Burn the Witch from Tyke Kubo and that samurai thing I keep forgetting from the Naruto guy, and probably Sandland from Toriyama, because I don't know what else to put there for him, honestly. And it did run and jump. But yeah, I'm looking at my wall to see what to talk about more of, less of. I just want to read more of it. It made me laugh a lot, and it made me hate Roku all the more of just being to call it clown shoes would imply it was funny because clowns are supposed to be funny, but just such a this. It's when you're okay, I could do this. This burger's fine. You do the whatever burger, and then you have a really good meal, and you just go, fuck, why was I eating that burger? This really good meal is right here, and it costs the same by MasterChef. Why? It's one of those ones with the difference between the two of them heighten each of their
Meanwhile, I'm
position.
I'm just hungry. I'll eat both.
Would not be satisfied with all the riches of heaven. I will never forget that line for you. Forever remember that. But yes. I am looking forward to the next chapter of this to see if it will hook me. Okay. I think if the sense of humor didn't get its hooks in you this one, I don't think the situation I thought
honestly. Plenty of it was funny.
But you say that, but I don't feel it from you saying it. And not to say you didn't like it, I'm not accusing you of that, but it's I know when there's a thing you really like, it comes out of you automatically the way it does me. And I'm not sensing that here. And I guess you'll keep reading it because you fucking keep reading everything because you're
not
a masochist.
Everything, but
are you still reading Kanado's Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Case closed.
I never started that.
I was going to try to do a joke with that, so I'm glad you beat me to it because I didn't know what to do with it in this context.
I mean, I didn't read Ping Pong Peril. I didn't read Ikuden Bros. I didn't read...
You fell off then.
Hazakure...
It needs to be a particular kind of gray slop for you to eat it. It's a particular flavor of gray slop.
I didn't finish reading Embers. It's still on my list of I want to read it.
No, you don't.
And I didn't.
No, you don't.
No, I do. Especially now that I'm reading Drawn to the Fire, because it's got a very similar energy.
Sure, whatever.
Okay, I'll just say any kind of words, and you can just tell me I'm lying.
Just saying, why would you go back? There's other things you could read that you'd like and would be meaningful to you.
21 chapters or 18. I don't even know.
Why don't you just stare at blank pages for 10 minutes and call it a day? There's nothing there for you. Why would you go back? There's no like historical research.
I want to see.
Sure. Okay. I guess I have that sometime, but usually there's like enough other things around of like there's context to this, and it's like there's not. Let's try to invent a character who will show up later that's not Valeris II. Who is another school side person who's going to become a regular? What archetype? Because I feel like there's got to be more of the cast, and I'm sure more fantasy people will show up, but I feel like there's got to be more school people showing up. And the fact that Akira is new to the school,
I guess it would make sense to have a really big guy who's like timid and sweet.
I could see that. That feels like an archetype that hasn't been filled in yet.
And you see him at first, and it's like, oh my god, he's scary, and then it's like, I don't want to fight.
Yeah, he'll be a guy who seems like a punk, and he's not. That fits, and that would make him run into Akira. I was going to say for a second, I feel like Valeris needs a lackey, but she doesn't, because this is the one friend she kind of made. I could still see that, but instead of them being a lackey, they're just kind of a shitty friend, but it's the best she could do.
Oh, like a normal girl who is actually bullying her, but she doesn't realize it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if full-on bullying, but just, I guess that's like a part of being a shitty friend, but I just want her to just have like, she's been here a month and she's just really bad at making. She's just not very good at doing things, so she hasn't really made any friends or any good friends.
Right.
What's that? This is like an Uber specific reference that both you and nobody else will get, but I will always remember from Friendship is Witchcraft. There's like a moment where they're talking about this horribly socially inept. I think the Loon in that universe is incredibly socially inept, and that she goes to like summer camp or space camp, and the ending line of the tale of that is like, she didn't make any friends, but she still cried on the way home. And it's like, that's the energy I get from her, from Valeris III's ability to do things. It's like, she's really sucks at this, but she will still cry,
right? Even
though she didn't really show that here. But that sort of energy of just like, I'll still be upset over this, even though I just was real dog shit at it. No, I just feel like there's nothing else to do but talk in circles. So I'd say let's get
would a hero or like someone from the hero's party or something come over as like, I have to go after them, and then they get stuck there, and so they are just at the school as well?
I guess if there was like, I could see like another human showing up to be like a rivalry character, or just somebody who looks like a human so nobody notices them. I could see that. I feel like I want a teacher involved as well.
Yeah.
Like they're students, but they're barely students. So like, not the one that we met already, but like maybe like a gym teacher or something I could see as just another person to go like, what the heck's happening with this?
I feel like you could do a really good gag with a janitor.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's just like,
because the bathroom is all destroyed.
Stop it! I have to clean this up every single time.
I feel like he's a reoccurring background side character that will show up and constantly get annoyed about that stuff. That's fun. I like that.
Turns out he's the most powerful one, and he
of
takes
course.
them all out because they keep messing up his
There's
school.
actually an even more super powerful person there, but it's like one of the adults, but you wouldn't expect them.
Right.
God, I want to read chapter 2 of this. I'm glad this was good, because I remember when originally we had the name on this, I was like, oh, this don't look good. But like, this is not this is nothing what I guessed, but I'm happy with it. Brad, what do you think he thoughts and feels?
I'm going to say, objectively, I think probably I'm just going to stick with good. I think there's an argument to say good to great, but I'm going to stick with good, because I think, at least for just this chapter, and not making any aspersions about ongoing chapters, I think this chapter was a little too dense and long. So I feel like if I had a very clear middle point to stop and then come back to it in half an hour and read the rest of it, like, I wouldn't have had that issue. But reading it straight through, I just sort of felt dragged down a bit.
Yeah, I guess in my own computations, I know that's going to only be a chapter 1 problem because where I also felt that tug is when a normal chapter would end.
And that's why I'm trying to be very clear about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This isn't necessarily...
I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying of my own thought process because it's like, yes, I had that same problem, but it's not one where I don't think I think sometimes when we go, hey, this had a problem, we're going to write a check that will hopefully cash in the future. This is one that I think, even outside of the pedigree of the guy writing it, is a done deal check cash. Right. I practically have money in my hand.
I should say
not to cast aspersions of you putting that into your mathematics. I just want to be clear about that. I know we're both kind of going. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm just.
We didn't mention pacing before, and that is an ongoing thing that we talk about, especially with first chapters.
For you, yes.
Pacing is a huge deal. And the pacing was not the problem here.
It's just a lot.
It was just a lot.
Again, the fact that we both had the same feeling around page, probably 22, 25, and it wasn't because what was happening. It wasn't like the action is low. It was just like, wow, I felt like I took in a lot, and then,
I actually think the pacing was pretty good as far as any kind of gag manga can have pacing in those
It had a
terms.
good flow of jokes.
Yeah.
There were many jokes per page,
which
I appreciate.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna stick with good. I think feeling is also good. There was definitely some down parts that if I wasn't taking in the whole picture overall, I might be like, oh, good to fine, just because it didn't grab me as much. But I think sort of overall and like you said, writing the check for chapter 2 and going, I think I'm gonna have a better time.
I think you're writing a check. I think writing a check based on like this one was too long is money in your hand.
Yeah.
I think going the first chapter the humor didn't grab me, but the second one will. I think you're writing a check that's probably going to bounce, but I don't know that.
I'm not sure how to put this because
when I moved forward with Murakami, you loved it, and I instantly fell off the wagon. And it's like comedy is very taste and vibe based, and I don't think that comedy is going to change in a way that's going to be like, oh, now it's got its hooks. It's not because it's not like A1 where we say we just said with Roku, it's like we got to set up all the toys so you can play with them. It's like we are playing from like page 4,
right?
And we are having a grand old time with our toys. Like there's no setup.
It's not that you're not saying this, but
I'm not saying that.
It's not that I didn't think any of it was funny. It's just not every one hit for me.
Yeah.
And not everyone that did hit was a killer.
Yeah. It is not as much your style of comedy as mine. That's not an aspersion. Everybody's got a different sense of humor.
But I do enjoy this. I'm reminded of like Cromartie High. Although Cromartie High is way more off the wall than this is, but it's a similar I mean, as far as like just a fucking alien shows up and
I would say, Brad, I would honestly say give this time. We've only got one chapter.
Sure.
I would say it's fairly absurd for its first chapter. For its setting.
I feel like
I get like the comparison I see.
I feel like the jokes in this are more like this is a thing that can happen in this moment, whereas Cromartie has a lot of non sequiturs. You know?
I could see that.
So it's a similar kind of comedy, but in a different vein. I'm not sure what the word.
It's a branch of the tree.
Yeah.
It's not the next branch, but it's on the same. They share a tree,
right,
or a limb or whatever. I think this is great. Like I said, like the one describable problem I had with it is one that will be fixed for the rest of time moving forward because it won't be another chapter 1.
Chapter 2 on page 4, we're like, this is really long.
I know. But no, I liked the art, I liked the characters, I liked the jokes, I liked the setups, I liked everything about it. My feeling is this is fantastic. I had such a good time from coming from, again, the tightest crossed arms, shouting to the heavens, fuck, I hate isekai, fuck, I hate demon kings, fuck, I hate the monarchy, fuck. I might have even shouted fuck a lot. I don't remember exactly. Just very upset. And then just from like page 4 when it's like, as soon as I saw the shot of the big throne in the back of class, instantly arms unfolded, shattered, teeheeing, laughing, and just had a blast.
I find it humorous that because you knew this was the Gintama Arthur. And yet you started reading it and you were like, it's Demon King and Isekai.
No, but I didn't take you clearly have more osmosis from Gintama than you either are aware or you're letting on.
Certainly.
Because I don't have as much as you have. I know. But we've never talked about it before. And the way you talked in the beginning, it was like you hadn't taken any of it.
Do you know like nothing about Gintama?
I read some of it back in the day, but I remember very little. And also like my sense of humor is probably... I mean, in some ways changed, in some ways not. So it's like it's all the more reason why I'd be really curious to go back and check it out at some point in this arc that I'm now devising, because we keep doing this where we keep finding the follow-up instead of the original big hit.
Turns out we can do this show forever.
Yes, I've said as much. There's just every so often we start a new arc and I just find a complete cache of new manga that I've like never heard of before, and not even like weird stuff, like uber weird niche stuff. It's like, oh no, there's just entire places that we can just go wander and check.
We are going to find some uber weird niche stuff pretty soon, though.
Yes.
It's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Listener, you can't see
You don't
it
know what it is.
We don't have a video
It's
component.
very special. An untapped, an incredible untapped vein of manga. But you know, I just had such a pleasant time with this. Like it just completely, it dropped into the red in a way that is very specific to me, and then just so quickly like paid me, and I was just so like affluent in the green, fanning myself with dollar bills. I was having such a good time. And I'm like super jazzed about reading the next chapter next week. I'm big excited, and I'm also excited to not have another new manga to cover. But mostly I'm just happy that this was good after the other two being very to me. Though again, I didn't read the follow up on Summer Insect. All my brain contains a Summer Insect game. I was about to say Embers for a moment as well. That's one I don't want to disrespect. I just didn't like. It's, you know, you heard the episode. I was like, it's fine. I was in Brad's position. I feel like this episode, that last episode, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. I don't know. This ain't working for me. There's nothing like wrong with it per se. Would I buy? Yes, I would buy this first volume. I had a really good time with this, and there's too many other things that I would trust that. This is a good investment. This is not writing checks on the author's name from a shaky first chapter.
Yeah. No, I can.
I just keep thinking of the Tokyo Revengers guy because it's like Astro Royale is fucking dog shit comparatively.
The first chapter was good.
The first chapter was, in retrospect, was fine. The first chapter can change with time by virtue of what did you do with what was in the first chapter.
True. I don't think, even if I was really into this, I don't think this is the genre of manga that I want to own physically.
Respect it. Would you have bought Murakami?
Probably not.
Okay, interesting. That was the piece of information.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the kind of thing that I do want to have access to. If there was an announcement made and they were like, we're taking it off of the app, I'd be like, okay, I'll buy it. Just so that it exists in a place where I can access it.
Interesting.
But like, I really don't care to have it on my shelf because it's like the art isn't anything to write home about.
The art isn't anything to write home about for you. I think the art's great. I think the art does a really good job.
Well, I'm talking about Murakami.
Oh, sorry.
I guess this as well. I don't really.
Our collective relationship with art is such a strange.
It is
a strange and at odds.
I don't
situation.
mind this art style, but it also doesn't strike me as like, oh my god, this is amazing. Now, a lot of the details in this are really good. It's like it is technically proficient, very, very well
Your
done.
Politeness wounds me.
Quality.
Your politeness wounds me.
But it doesn't strike me as like, oh my god, it's beautiful.
It's great.
I need to.
Fun. There's good react. The way they sell the comedy is good. Like, it's great art. The art's doing its job very well.
I'm not arguing against that. I'm just.
It sounds like you're damning it with faint praise. It sounds like the word workmanlike is about to be played upon your lips.
No. I'm not as mean as you are.
Yes, but if you were, would you use it here? That's the question.
One of these episodes, we just need to switch personas.
I'd be too mean to you. And you'd probably be really mean to me.
Yeah.
I think that would just be It's an interesting concept, but I think we'd really hurt our friendship if we did that, even though we would both know what was coming and what wasn't. We'd both have it coming, but also let's not and say we didn't.
You would find it very difficult to wound me.
What? Oof. I know, because I yell at you. He's got a lot of armor, folks.
The best armor, plot armor. But yeah, no. So yeah. Even if I was into this, I don't think I would be buying it. So
I don't think we have to high noon.
Oh, I don't think we're that far.
Okay.
Off. And we're both positive.
Yeah, but that hasn't. Have we done a fine to amazing before? I know you didn't go fine. Then you said good.
Which one was that? We were a bit farther apart than we are now, and I was like, I think we have to.
I think that's also
we also hadn't done it in a while.
I think it's also usually thinky thoughts being different that makes it thing.
That is much more important.
Unless we want to wound the other person where we're emotionally different, and we just go, we're gonna do it, and we go but yeah,
and I don't think I'd have a difficult time.
I know, and I would have a difficult time finding a thing that I could go, hey, I thought this was bad. But not in like a way that's going to make me squirm, just in a way of like, I'd have to think about it. I don't know, and I'd rather not. But not in a way, again, that would be funny or fun to do, to put me on. It's not like a put me on the spot one. It's just like, I don't know. But yeah, here we are, the end of another Shonen Jump drop of variable quality, which I guess is all of them.
Yeah. No kidding.
So yeah, I saw the order of everything for the first one of those images for the first time in ages, and man, did it really hurt my soul to see Alien Headbutt right at the bottom. And I'm just like, this is why I didn't look at these things. I can't know.
I don't know if I should tell you this.
Do you know it's ending?
No.
What do you know?
B dropped it.
No, what does that mean? No.
Sorry.
Oh, that one hurts. Man, now I'm despondent. That just feels like a bad omen. Like, obviously they get to choose whatever they want to do, and I'm not going to hold it against it, but that just feels like such a bad omen.
I'm still reading it.
You're not an omen. You'd eat it normally. That doesn't mean anything.
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's real slow. I just think it's neat.
Yeah, no, seriously. I can see why other people aren't into it, and a lot of the reasons they're laying out are like, yeah, I get it, but also it's fucking crazy ass alien wrestling manga.
Yeah, it gives me what I want. I don't get this anywhere else. This is a rare delicacy for me. Brad, I was about to say pull the plug, but that's a bathtub. Flush this episode down the drain.
Well, as always, we want to hear from people. So go on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, and find our social links page. You can find a link to our Discord, which is the best place to chat with us. But you can also leave a note for us in a lot of different places up there. So, let us know who was the demon lord in your high school.
I love engagement.
I'm like, what's
a comedy thing you love that nobody else you knew loved? And I'll judge you way too harshly on this, so maybe let's not do that. I'm sorry.
If you leave that, don't do it on the Discord, because that's the only place that Moxie looks at.
Yeah. So hide it away in the YouTube comments or something.
But on our social links page, you can also find a link to our Patreon, which I am not logged into, and so I can't read the Patreon shout-outs properly.
That sucks. I will say, because I think we've of the current patrons have seen this now, even though it's going to be months from now. I'm declaring it outwardly to the world to give more reason for other people to become donors. If you become, what's our second tier and up?
Hold on, let me log in.
Oh, you're logged out. This sucks. If you're at a second tiered up, not the dollar tier, you got to be a little more than dollar tier. You will be able to submit a manga that we will read and cover for Obligations Arc, or a nicer way for me to put that I'll figure out in the future. But basically, there's a lot of our longtime fans who have suggested things to us, and they're giving us money, so I kind of feel obligated, which is why it's the obligation arc. And I want to put my best foot forward on them. So we're having an obligation arc in a couple of months. So if you have a manga that you want us to cover, even ones that I said I wouldn't do, but do know you will suffer the consequences of me reading it. I will roast you if I need to, but we will do it. There is no manga, I'm pretty sure. Caveat star, come on. Let's be reasonable about this. But no, we will cover any manga you want us to cover. You just got to be a patron and submit that. That's all you got to do. I'm assuming $3 tier and up is my guess is what the level tier 2 level 2 tier up is.
Where's the list?
But yeah, come. I know we always say like you can determine what we read, but like quite literally, most directly, there's not even any democracy here. You just get to tell us. It's a what's the government based around money? Isn't there a word for that?
What?
Like that's not just capitalism. Like whoever the wealthiest is.
An oligarchy.
Is that what an oligarchy is?
Run by the rich people, yeah.
Okay, so yes, this is a moment where we get to, not democracy, but an oligarchy, where you, the people giving us money, get to determine, the oligarchy get to determine what we cover directly in that arc.
Which is fitting because the $3 tier is the merchant tier.
There you go. That works out. The nouveau rich, the nouveau riche.
Commoner tier, $1 a month. You get access to all the bonus episodes.
Appreciate it.
Merchant tier, apparently now you get to
for this arc in particular, but also sometimes in the other times we'll have. I'm sure we'll have another bingo board. In
merchant tier and up,
because
we also have reincarnator tier for $6, and then we've got our nobles and our royals.
Yes, I could have been mean and said the reincarnator tier where it starts, but I didn't. I said a $3 because I just like you that much. I want to read it's going to be a weird arc. I'm excited for it after a lot of weird arcs, admittedly coming up. But yeah, Brad, are you going to read the patrons? What are we doing?
Yeah, I will, except I lost where the page is, so now I gotta find because I had to go search for other things.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Brad.
But among those other things, our Patreon also get the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early. So that is Reincarnator and up.
Which is very nice in this arc that we admittedly just finished of the new Shonen Jump Drops, because you get them pretty much the day after, or in our case, probably the day after.
But now you know for next time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that long. There's a couple other things that are definitely going to die soon.
Yeah.
But, of course, as we mentioned, we have to shout out our patrons. So, first and foremost, at our royal tier, we have our crown prince, Slimy Okra.
Let me see if I can do this from memory. I'm really surprised. I think that was it. I'm very surprised I remembered that.
I don't know. I don't know if that
was
it
the
or
Golden
not.
Sun victory jingle.
Okay. If you say so.
Slimy Okra, tell me if that was it or not, because normally Brad has his tablet or something hooked up, but we didn't do that this time. So that was from memory. From a week ago, or if not more. No, because last week we didn't do it because we were not. That's from 2 weeks ago. Actually, probably I heard myself singing on that episode from. No, that still would have been 2 weeks ago, because that would have been 2 weeks ago's episode. Hell yeah. This is what I do for you guys.
Also, at our royal tier, we have our Archduke imaginary numeral. No, that was it.
That
was definitely it.
No, there's like an actual little like tone segment in there that always reminds me of Close Encounters, but I don't remember what it is exactly. I'm trying imaginary. That one was a little bit more esoteric to remember as a sound, as a song.
At our noble tier, we've got our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
All I can do is the clap. I don't remember you. There you go. Off the top of the noodle, folks.
I mean, I know that wasn't quite right, but
that's why I'm telling people it's off the top of the noodle. You too could make us accidentally memorize a song thing that we do a couple weeks later and slightly butcher, but we're trying.
Noble and up.
No, we didn't get it to you at all last week. This week, this is what you get for being a noble. This is your just desserts, nobles. Oh, shoot. There was a let them eat cake joke in the thing I have to go find now. You continue going.
But last and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Rena, Laura Carroll, and last man on earth. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you, Brad, for doing that. Thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you to everybody for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts in our feed. And oh gosh, this is embarrassing. Dear listener, I can't end the episode if you're still listening. I know it's very embarrassing. Could you just stop listening so I could finally end the episode? Just hit the pause button.
Wait, if they do that, they won't hear the afterbeats.
Brad, I can't. It's embarrassing. I can't stop if they don't stop listening.
Well,
the podcast won't end.
I'll help you. I'll press the stop button.
Okay. Thank you, listeners.
To be or not to be, that is the hero Destroyerz.
The one I wrote down is it's probably for the after beeps because it is much too graphic and specifically referenced.
Shitting.
Yeah, no, honestly, because it was I don't know if you'll remember this, but this would have been months ago when I was like hyperfixated on it. There was like a video somebody made of a bunch of like comedy versions of the Soul Calibur announcer saying things. And one of them was literally the opening one of that video is, let me clear my throat properly. Fate places his hands on the rim of the bowl and releases his bowels into the toilet of time. And I was just going to have on today's episode this is Class 2B Hero Destroyerz.
That's too long.
I know, but I wrote it down because I'm like, because you were just talking about we should do a Soul Calibur one, and then here we get one about shitting, and I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
No. In another world, in my Shonen Jump, it's more likely than you think. Class 2B Hero Destroyer. Okay, yeah. Why does a blonde on? If they don't have bread, why don't the dumbasses just eat the rice grains stuck to the ends of their long coat sleeves?
Wait, isn't it supposed to be cake?
Yeah, what happened to the cake? This is a whole okay. The actual ending. Do I want to do the actual ending I wanted to do, or is now after beeps? Is that now the ending?
I don't know.
Okay, because originally my idea was going to be. I have to do the thank yous, I guess. I don't know if you had one ever bit.
I didn't press the button.
That's fine.